Dear Rust Stations, I'm here in Dortmund at Concisio with one of the Rust Dortmund members, Björn, who's actually from Essen. But Björn, maybe you like to tell the audience a bit about yourself?
Yeah, a little bit about myself. So, I'm working at Amazoni, which is a company that's building large agricultural machines, primarily spreaders and sprayers. And we actually use Rust in production today as part of our telemetry solution, which I'm building at work. Yeah, and apart from that, I like playing ice hockey and board games.
Very cool. Is like Essen renowned for ice hockey?
So there is an ice hockey team in Essen, but I don't think they are that famous. It's more like it was an offer at work to try it out once, and I joined up. So I basically joined in my 20s, and I like the sports. I'm not doing it professionally in any way.
Yeah, very well. I think that you have to fight a lot, but with Rust, you choose a more, you fight the compiler sometimes.
It depends. So from my personal experience, in the beginning, you fight the compiler a lot. And at some point, it starts getting better and better and better. And I would say today, I'm spending most of my time thinking up a design up front that would also please the compiler. So I'm barely fighting the compiler anymore. And if I do, then well, the compiler's right in all cases.
Yeah, well said. You're also deep into embedded, and you helped together with Dominic to, you both did together shape this amazing embedded workshop. Maybe two questions here. First, a short one, like you did all this really hardware-related things, soldering and so on. Can you tell us a bit about like your workshop or where you did do that? And the second more longer part is like related to your work at Amazon. You Amazoni?
Yes, Amazoni is the Amazoni is the pronunciation we choose in English, or the company chooses in English. In Germany, it is Amazon-Werke Dreier, which is quite hard to translate to English. The most important thing here is it is not Amazon. So not the company selling that large Amazon Web Services, and it's also not the company that's delivering packets to your door. It's a different company.
Yeah, very good. And like, do you have to do soldering there too?
No, actually not. At Amazoni we have, we call them E-Werkstatt. So these are guys that really know what they're doing. I'm more doing it as a hobby. I learned it for the job actually, but I'm only doing really basic soldering. In terms of the workshop, I only had to solder actually these little tiny sensors that we have, because you weren't able to order them pre-soldered. So I had to pick up this 16 things or whatever and solder these 5 pins to them, which is not that complicated. And regarding to where I did this, when I bought my house a few years back, we had a room in the cellar where we said, okay, let's build a kind of workshop, because you always need to do something if you own a house. And I also have the space for soldering there. This is quite nice.
Yeah, that's actually like, I am moving with my girlfriend to Bergkamen, which is like right beside Dortmund for the other people to know. And we have also this huge room in the basement. And she was like, I want to have a place there for going down and have like puzzles. She loves puzzling. And I was like, I want to have an electric workshop for my embedded stuff, getting inspired by you guys. And like, especially like this amazing workshop. Maybe you can share what like drove you, and what was like, how did this idea came around, and what was the most cool thing you learned yourself, like creating that workshop?
That's a lot of questions. So first of all, I'm really into embedded. Yeah, I like that stuff. I like working with some hardware that's available. You have something that you can touch. You don't have just software that you run and ship somewhere, and then you have like a blinky web page in the cloud. That's not the thing that I'm into, actually. So how the workshop came to be actually was that you talked on one of these meetups, I think 1.5 years back, or even further back, that you would like to have an embedded workshop and that this would be so pretty cool. And so I thought, yeah, well, I'm into this. I'm doing this professionally and I have some experience. I've never used Rust on a microcontroller before professionally. I've looked into this a bit, but yeah, so why not tackle this a little bit more, a little bit deeper? I don't know where I picked up this phrase, but it says, so you get an expert because you do something, you write a book, give a workshop, give a talk, not because you are an expert up front. I think these were all questions, right?
Yeah, I think so too, and I really like it. Like I always try to like inspire people to like do stuff, like get on hands, so to say, do hands-on work. And well, like with this workshop, there was like probably the most huge amount of work that I like offloaded to somebody else. Also, you could share the load a bit.
Yeah, so it was quite a lot. I'm really happy that you introduced me to Dominic, actually. So I wouldn't have been able to pull something off like this without him, and I think this is also true vice versa. So we pulled this off together, and this was an amazing experience. It was a ton of work. It was much more work than we actually expected. It was like we were working on this for like a year or something, starting from some, okay, let's do some examples with some hardware that we have lying around, to let's select some pieces of hardware, especially the sensor that we want to use, get this operational, write some examples. Then we also gave 2 talks as an introduction to the workshop, which was also a lot of work to do. Maybe we were all a bit too enthusiastic about it and did a few unnecessary rounds of review, but still, it was an amazing experience. And then the workshop preparation. So in the end, I think we split up the work pretty well between us, and it also worked out pretty well. At least from everybody that I talked to, I heard that it was an amazing workshop, and I enjoyed this a lot. And I think this is also the spirit of the people that I meet here at these meetups. So they are all so entirely enthusiastic about what we're doing and about Rust. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's right. Like it was a very good workshop. Like I went to many workshops at conferences, and I think like the quality is like at the top level, so to speak. Very much introductional work, getting people up on speed, and on the same time like giving them passes to choose later on, which is like very, very amazing. And to come back to this enthusiastic part, I'm actually very happy about it, because when we started Rust Dortmund, like it was in November 2024, many people already showed up. Like you learned, like people were just waiting for Meetup to appear here. Like even folk from Essen came here, which is like 2 cities away, right? Okay, to be fair, every city is like it's like very nearby here, right? And yeah, we quite we did it. We brought this like nice community energy to Dortmund, and that's because of people like you and Dominic and everybody else who's like giving back and being enthusiastic. And I'm wondering, do you attend like other tech meetups? Like, do you in German we would say fremdgehen?
Actually, no. So Rust Dortmund was the first meetup that I joined, and you're absolutely right. So I was one of the guys who was waiting for a meetup to pop up near me. Yeah, I was monitoring This Week in Rust, every week looking through the events. Is there something nearby? So yeah, and I was so happy when Rust Dortmund appeared for the first time, and I was like, okay, yeah, that could be great, and you could like-minded people, because back then when you started it, I think there has been a lot of development in the meantime. Yeah, so Rust got a lot more grip in the industry and in personal projects, and this is amazing to see. But it was also amazing back then, meeting like-minded people who are interested in this technology. Yeah, and regarding the part coming here from 2 cities away, so it's not that difficult actually in the Ruhr area, because basically the Ruhr area is one big city. So I'm from 30 minutes away, which is nothing in other countries.
Yeah, it's true. I think you need 90 minutes to like go from one place in Berlin to another. And yeah, I'm pretty sure like this Rust momentum, it is it's good that it's there. And I think I also observed like how the conversation was shifting, because when I started out, I tried to like sell let's say performance serverless functions, stuff like that. And it makes a lot of sense from a sustainability perspective. I mean, for embedded, you can think about battery life, stuff like that. That's something you can achieve with Rust. Sustainability, is that something that you're seeing as a good selling point for Rust as an early adapter? Because I feel like a lot of early adapters have like this, was already sold on the sustainability, on the performance, on the being like much faster than like saying, or much resource efficient than other solutions like Node.js or Java or something. Do you see this as an argument for yourself on choosing Rust?
Well, not that much actually. From the embedded perspective, it's more the reliability aspect. Mm-hmm. So Rust is extremely reliability. To talk a little bit about what I do at my job. So we ship a telemetry solution that monitors hundreds of machines out there, mostly prototyped at the moment, but it's coming to serious machines. And the software that we ship is extremely reliable. So we observed less than 10, I would say, crashes in production. And when I say crashes, I really mean crashes, like the software crashing, not taking up any operation anymore.
May I ask a question there? Like, how was it like with like other technologies? It's like you say 10. It's like hard to get the number in correlation at the moment.
Yeah. So I can best express this in the reaction of the testers at our company, which were basically not believing us. Yeah. So if you tell someone that you wrote a software in C and you have actually barely any crashes, yeah, nobody is gonna believe you. If you tell them that you have barely any crashes in Rust, they are much more likely to believe you, because there is this experience that Rust software is so much more reliable that it just does the thing that the software is intended to do, and you don't have all these memory issues that you get with other low-level languages. Yeah, so this is it's actually hard to describe.
Yeah, I feel you. Like it's very hard to convince people because they do not believe in the benefits, because it sounds like marketing talk or hype or something. I see it's getting dark, and I think, as far as I know, you're a family guy, so to speak. Maybe not the one from the cartoons, but like you have a house, you have a wife. I think you already have children.
I'm about to.
About to, yeah. So it's it's in the pipeline. So do you get a lot, like what will you say? How is it affecting your life? Like, do you get more time aware, maybe?
Yeah, it's also one of those difficult questions. So yeah, you get more time aware when you have less time to do the things that you would like to do. But on the other hand, you see a lot of that stuff that you've achieved. So it's especially when we were buying our house, so we basically had to do a complete renovation of the insides, and we did a lot, but it was also a lot of hard work, and so you get really grateful for the time that you have and that you can spend with your family.
Yeah, very well said. And how long will you take to get there? Like, so like you're here by car, right?
To get back to my house, at this time about 30 minutes. So don't try it in a rush hour. In a rush hour, it will be an hour plus.
Yeah, then thank you very much. Was a pleasure speaking with you. Is it always a pleasure to have you at the events? I think you're a regular, and I mean, is there anything you would advise to somebody who wants to learn Rust or embedded Rust?
To learn Rust, don't start with linked lists. Linked data structures are a nightmare. just take what's there and build something that you like to build, but don't start with data structures. And for embedded Rust, have a look at the existing frameworks. Have a look at Embassy, for example, because I think starting out with Embassy is as easy as starting out with something like Arduino, but you have the possibility to dive a lot further down the technology stack. You can do a lot more stuff. You can be really, really bare metal. You're not so you don't have to have this underlying layer. Yeah, you can go down to the register level if you like. So you can start at a quite high level where you can get things operational quite quickly. But you can also go down if you're more interested in finding out how things work.
Very well. So, with its final words, it's time to get into Rust. And have a good evening.